Hey guys, so I'm just going to give it a few minutes for the feed to load a little bit, and hopefully if there's anyone that wants to watch live, we'll give it like a few seconds. Okay, and if anyone does pop up on live, if you can hear me, please just give me a thumbs up. Just need to know if my sound and everything is working. But anyways, today's live video is going to be about a book review. So I used to do book reviews in the beginning of the year, and I just, stopped doing them. I just got a little bit lazy, and so now I want to get back into them. There's so many books that I read that I haven't had a chance to review. But today I'm going to be talking about the book called Relentless. It's written by Tim Grover. I'm not sure if you've heard about this book or not, but it is such a good book. So my reviews usually used to be like a minute long so I can keep it short on Instagram, but this will be a little bit longer. I just want to read some things that are out of the book, things that stuck out to me. Who do I recommend this book for? So for those of you that don't know who Tim Grover is, he's the guy that trained Michael Jordan and Kobe. And people think that this is a basketball book. No, this has really nothing to do about basketball. If you're a basketball fan, yeah, you'll maybe enjoy this a little bit more, but there's nothing in here that you read and you're like, oh, I need to know basketball. No, nothing like that. So this book kind of really relates to real life things. Now, whether you're a business owner or you want to, improve your health or you want to fix a relationship, this book talks about it. The strategies, the things that he says, it's something that you can relate into your personal life. So the whole book kind of really talks about being either a cooler, a cleaner, or a cooler, cleaner, and a closer, I think. Okay, oh my gosh. Let me get this right. And this is what happens when you do things live. Can't edit that out. Let me just find it. Okay, it's a cooler, closer, and a cleaner. Oh my gosh, that took me a while. So it talks about, there's 3 different types of people in this world. If you're cooler, you just take things as it is, you don't really have an initiative to do anything. And then if you're a cleaner, you pick up your game a little bit. So if you're a cleaner when it comes to, health and fitness, you eat out, but you work out, and you eat healthy, but you have off time, right? And then when it comes to, that is the closer. And then when it comes to a cleaner is someone that like wipes everything out. Super disciplined, super focused, doesn't let anything get in their way. Their mindset's out there. So this book really kind of helped me get into the right mindset. So when you take a look at some professionals and you're always like, whoa, I wonder what's going on in their mind right now. I wonder what they're thinking about. I wonder how they're so focused. I wonder how they don't let things get to them. So this book kind of talks about it because Tim Grover spent so much time with Michael Jordan and Kobe that he kind of got to see their instincts and how they thought. So I want to read a few things to you guys out of this book. So this whole book has so many different chapters in it, but I'm just going to read some lines that stuck out to me. So why do I call them cleaners? Because they take responsibility for everything. When something goes wrong, they don't blame others. They just really don't count on anyone else to get the job done in the first place. They just clean up the mess and move on. And that really stuck out to me because, we live in a society where it's just easy to blame others. It's easy to blame, what culture we're born in. It's easy to blame our parents. It's easy to blame, so many other things. It's just easier to blame other things than it is to take responsibility for ourselves. So that was kind of like something that stuck out to me. This was something that I really liked. So he talks about pressure, and he talks about how pressure is a privilege. I got to hear him live speak at a conference just a few weeks ago, and he talked about how, having pressure in your life is a privilege, where most people be like, no, that's such a curse. Like, why do I feel so much pressure? This is not something I want. But listen to this. He says, pressure, pressure, pressure. Most people run from stress. I run to it. Stress keeps you sharp. It challenges you in ways that you never imagined. It focuses you to solve issues and manage situations that send weaker people running for cover. You can't succeed without it. Your level of success is defined by how well you embrace and manage it. Wow. Okay, here's this. A cleaner doesn't respond to external pressure. He puts pressure back on the guy trying to get under his skin by refusing to acknowledge him. Remember, you don't compete with anyone. You make people compete with you. You can control what you put on yourself. You can't control what others put on you. So focus only on internal pressure that drives you. Run to it, embrace it, feel it, so no one else can throw more to you than you already put on yourself. Cool, hey? So that was something that I was like, okay, that's something that really stuck out to me. Here's a few other things that I want to read to you guys. Oh, okay, yeah, taking responsibility. So one thing that Tim Grover said, like when people people always say things to get under your skin. And it's our reaction that it feeds into them, right? So if I react to someone, they know whatever they said upset me. So they're going to feed off of my reaction. So he talks about, controlling your reaction and not letting external people bother you, because there's people out there that are going to always say things to you like, hey, don't do this business. It's not meant for you. Or, hey, you're overweight. You're never going to lose weight. But those external things is something that you can control anyway. So why do you let people control your emotions? You inside can control that pressure inside, and you know what you can say to yourself, your self-talk, but what others say, you can never control it, right? I hope you guys agree with me. Let's read this. So I made a ton of mistakes. I'm going to make plenty more, but I never think of them as failures. Failure to me is when you bring other people into it. When you are looking for oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. When you're looking for an outstanding and accepting your own mistakes, planning a route and resolving the issue. Once you start blaming others, you're admitting that you have no control over the situation, and without control, you can't create a solution. Yeah. Here's another thing that he talks about. He says when you're a cleaner, you don't have to love the work, you're addicted to the results. So, that's in every field. Like when people say they love their job, that's great, but you don't love every single aspect of your job. Believe me, I love what I do, but I hate the paperwork aspect of it. I hate some compliance issues of it, but that's nothing that I can control. I still love what I do, but do I love 100% of everything? For example, these professional basketball players, they love the end result. They love winning a championship, but do you think they like getting up for training every single day and training hard for hours and hours and eating healthy and sacrificing family time and sacrificing parties and, good food that you look in front of you? That's the biggest temptation. But that's the thing that they're saying. You don't have to love the process. You just love the end result and you crave it. And the last thing I'm going to read to you guys is something that he talks about, your environment. Okay, so cleaner law. Surround yourself with those who want to succeed, who want you to succeed, who recognize that it takes what it takes to be successful. People who do not pursue their own dreams probably won't encourage you to pursue yours. They'll tell you every negative thing they tell themselves. Cleaners trust very few people. They're almost always rather following their instinct and fix the situation. Later, if they're wrong, then trust someone else and kick themselves for not listening to the voice inside. And that was one thing that really stuck to me is when they talk about cleaners, our circle is very small. Like, I'm not saying I'm a cleaner. I'm definitely not 100% of a cleaner, but there's some traits about, we have a hard time trusting people. Our trust circle, our circle of friends is very small. And, if they break our test, like, boom, they're out of that circle. So that was something that I really liked. And there's some things that I really want to work on. But if you haven't read this book, I really recommend it. Tim Grover is an amazing guy. And he even says he's not a public speaker. He's not like a motivational speaker, but he's the type of speaker that says, hey, like, get your act together, get your shit together, and get things done. One time when at the conference 2-3 weeks ago, he was talking about how, people come up to us and they say these things, and he's like, you need to have the attitude to say, hey, I'm going to swear, so I apologize. And he says, hey, fuck you, watch me. Just watch me do it. And that was something that I was like, yeah, you know what? Like, why do we let other people control our emotions? That's something that human nature, like, people can break us apart emotionally, and we allow them to do it. So if you have that mindset, like, hey, screw you, watch me do it, that's just the way it's supposed to be, right? So pick up his book, really good book. And then he also has like this course that you can do. It's like a video series online. My mom started it. I just haven't had a chance to get it going. So yeah, here is a book review after a long time. And hopefully sooner or later, I'll start getting back into these book reviews that I've read, the few other books that I read a few months ago. So see you guys all soon.